Yes. Now, welcome in. Now, holidays, of course, are a time for getting together, excitement, family and friends. But honestly, when you've lost someone close to you, it goes from happiness to likely a very difficult time, especially trying to navigate it when you're a child or just a young adult, or honestly, anyone. And that's where, of course, our good grief of Northwest Ohio comes in. We have with us Dorothy and Becky. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. I wish it were for a happier occasion, but technically speaking, you're the ones who deal with this. Now, do we automatically turn it into a happy thing, or are we allowed to kind of just sit in our sadness?
Well, yeah, I think that the important thing about holidays is to sort of manage that expectation. And it's important that families have conversations and say, okay, yes, we do want to do this tradition, or no, we want to look at this differently. And maybe within the same family, different people need different ways to sort of move through the holiday season.
Now, when I think grief, automatically sometimes I'm going to assume it's just always sadness, it's depression, it's not getting out of bed. But some folks can get angry, right? Like it shows up in different ways.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Grief impacts the whole person. So we talk with our students and kids that we work with a lot that it's their minds, how their thoughts are going, what they're thinking about, how frequently they're thinking about things, but also their bodies feel different. So they can feel heavy, weary, tired, all of that. So it's really mind, emotions, body, and the relationships, which is what Dorothy was pointing to, that we really have to be mindful that everybody does grief differently, and we have to make room for that.
Well, when we think grief, we always assume it's just this big thing. And honestly, kids are too young, they don't understand it. Why is that honestly not a fair assumption to just be like, well, they're little, they don't get it. Or if they're throwing a tantrum, it's just them being tiny.
Well, we know kids experience grief, and even at young ages, they will react to the fact that, you know, somebody that they were close to is now gone, and they move through their life without that person. Grief in a child does look different. They tend to pop in and out of it versus, you know, as adults, we kind of get in that mode and we stay there. Kids have limited ability to maintain that high level of emotion. So, and that can be confusing to the adults around them. And you kind of get that feeling of, well, she's fine, or it must not be affecting him that much. Because one moment they're clearly just drenched in grief, and the next minute they want a snack and go outside and play. And that is completely normal for kids who are grieving.
That would be so hard. So as the adult, like, okay, sorry, I'm sad, we lost grandma, things are hard. And then we go from a little bit is happy, and then all of a sudden she's sad randomly, and then she's happy again. So it's just like, do you, when you're offering this counseling or, you know, kind of just this navigation for families and kids, is there a smart way to go about this? Or can we all just be sad and then just let the kid kind of experience their own emotions? What's the smart way to deal with this?
Well, we have a resource that we want to make available. So at our website, there's a resource tab that has kind of a tip sheet for grief during the holidays. And so it's full of wonderful information. But really, yes, acknowledging a child in grief where they are, and if they need a break, you know, they need a break. Some of our kids tell us, you know, everybody's getting all of grandma's favorite things out, and that doesn't feel good to me. I just need a little more space. So just trying to meet them where they are is really what we encourage, and having those conversations, because sometimes grief sneaks up on us.
And of course, meeting folks where they are. I know you guys actually, while you're doing great work and you're helping folks deal, you also need some help yourselves.
We do. So our in-house, so the work we do, the groups that we have at our Reynolds Road location, those kids groups are facilitated by volunteers. And so we always need to expand our programming. We're kind of filling up, and we need to be able to offer more options for group nights. And to do that, we need more volunteers. And we have, as an organization, sort of centered ourselves in our quest for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that matters for a lot of different reasons, but with someone who is sorry.
Yes.
So when you build that, when you have those shared experiences, sorry, my thing fell off my.
So as we've expanded, and we need more and more volunteers, and we want to have a diverse group of volunteers. As we've expanded and come into more and more schools in the Toledo area, we're serving a much more diverse population of students and kids, and the word is getting out, and they're coming back to our program space too. So we really need more volunteers always, but we really want to increase our diversity in our volunteer base as well.
Because you're able to, if someone can connect with you in a different location area, that's kind of how you want to meet everybody on their levels, right?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So of course, this is never a happy thing, but we appreciate the fact that you're doing the work and able to stress out. So one more time, so that way we know, if I want to help, what should I do? And if I feel like I need help, what should I do?
Yeah, so give us a call, reach out to us, come to our website. We take a phone call with anybody who's interested in becoming a volunteer.
And the volunteer training
And
in January.
Yes, we have a volunteer training coming up in January, and it's a wonderful, extensive program. People leave feeling well prepared. And if you need help, give us a call, and we will get you plugged into one of our group mates.
419-360-4939. They will talk to you. Both Becky and Dorothy are awesome. I've actually done stories with them in the past, and it feels good at the end of the day, because even though we don't want to talk about grief, obviously the only way to go through it is just to experience it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you, ladies, so much for having us.
Thank you.
We will be right back.